In 1990, you would have even assumed that right now we would be able to communicate with one another using a portable phone, and yet we can't live without them. That is the same case I'm talking about. We currently all buy our clothes from normal shops, but can you imagine that just in a few years we could shop for our cotton clothes from the moon? That's how cool space and planting there turned out. But it's not that easy. There are many challenges we must overcome.
For example, we're gonna need to overcome the weather. To defeat our weather problem,
We're gonna need to add a greenhouse. It is basically a glass building in which plants that require protection from the cold are grown. The process of a greenhouse working in space is called bioregenerative life support system. Having a greenhouse will also solve many other problems, as it will reduce the weight of supplies traveling from Earth to space. Another challenge that could be solved inside the greenhouse is gravity, as the gravity could be adjusted inside of it. An additional trouble we could come across in space is soil, as it's way too heavy. For that reason, we don't use normal soil on Mars or on the moon. We used crushed volcanic parts. However, there are chemicals inside these crushed volcanic parts, which are toxic and not suitable for planting. The problem is that when we turn these volcanic crushed parts into soil, the chemicals still stay in the soil, like the perchlorate salts. Perchlorate salts are salts that are toxic, which are found on Mars. For that reason, the toxic perchlorate salts are found in the soil. Despite this, whenever there's a problem, we must find a solution, and that is why NASA are currently looking for many different ways for cleaning the perchlorate salt. But at the end, it is way too much trouble.
so why not find a replacement or a solution instead of soil for growing plants?
Oh, don't worry, we've got a solution. And that's where hydroponics and aeroponics come flying in. These are both ways of growing plants without soil.
Definition time.
Hydroponics are basically liquid solutions which are used to transport nutrients and water to the plant roots. Aeroponics work more or less in the same way, but instead of using a certain liquid solution to transfer the nutrients to the roots, the plants are just grown in a misty air environment. Now, if we go back to the simple basics of planting a plant, we know that we need air, water which we can put under nutrients, light, a good and stable temperature to grow in, and some space. So we now have the temperature problem fixed, the soil complications unscrambled, the nutrients and the way they are delivered to the roots are now well explained, and we all know that light comes from the sun. Using steps, we easily sorted it out. Wow, this is astonishing. I mean, can you actually imagine shopping from the moon or eating from Mars? But soon enough, we're not going to be able to live without our delicious space snacks.